But I suppose the other thing that will be good is to outline some of the benefits to placebo and even understanding the way that it all works as well.
Yes, and one of the fascinating things that we'll talk about is how a placebo, such as a sugar pill, will tend to work in similar ways for, say, depression or pain or even something like Parkinson's disease as the active drugs that are used to benefit those conditions. So we'll talk about some of the specific ways that placebos can draw on the mind-body interaction and how our body functions to mimic the active treatments even when we're given a sugar pill.
Well, it's funny you mentioned sugar pills there, because sugar pills are something that you hear quite often referenced with placebo. In fact, for quite a while, I must admit, I thought a placebo was only a sugar pill. But it was interesting thinking about this during the week, and I must admit, I remember back to a time when I was much younger, and I wonder if some of our listeners out there can relate to a little bit of this as well. But, for example, little kids, I think, use placebos. And, I remember, being a very young kid, and you might fall over and maybe scrape your knee, and you'd walk up to mum and go, "Oh, mummy, knee hurts." And all mum would do is, maybe rub it or, kiss her finger and rub your knee. And it would be this completely non-therapeutic treatment in terms of there was nothing that she was actually doing beyond just giving a bit of basic care. But at the same time, then you'd run off and, it'd be fixed and basically you'd feel good as new. So it just seems to me that we do seem to recognise the power of placebo when we're kids. But maybe after a little while, we lose the emphasis on the importance of using some of that sort of stuff as a therapeutic treatment.
Yeah, I think in a way as we grow up and we're taught to be even more rational thinking, the way we look at things, we actually can lose a little bit of the magic, which nonetheless works, such as the idea of kissing it better. A child hurts themselves, like you say, kiss it better. But a placebo can be any kind of intervention or ritual or action. It could be even a pretend surgery. People could be unconscious and believe that they're going through some kind of mechanical back surgery, for example. And a placebo surgery could be used and the person can still report very significant benefits from that. So there are all sorts of different ways that we can think of placebo effects, the interventions. And I think back to the shamans or the witch doctors, when they had the funny headdresses and the amazing expressions on their face and the music and the dancing. The more the ritual, the more involved in conveying, hey, this is a powerful kind of thing happening here, the stronger generally the placebo effect. So I think the shamans were onto something.